Mercedes-Benz GLC has been the best-selling compact SUV in Mercedes lineup. It has been around, believe it or not, since 2015 when it was introduced for 2016 model year, and for the last 7 years we had the first generation GLC. So Mercedes decided to redesign it for 2023. And this is what we have today, and thanks to Mercedes-Benz of Bonita Springs, I'm going to be able to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle, checking out the exterior, interior, technology, engine, test drive, the whole 9 yards. And if this is the first time we meet, my name is Matt, and here on Matt the Car Guy, I post 2 car reviews every single week. If that's something that interests you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to this. Let's talk about the GLC for a second. It was first introduced back in 2015 for 2016 model year, quickly becoming one of the most popular Mercedes-Benz on the market. And that's due to its size, the power ratio, and the pricing as well. And it competes in a very vibrant and competitive market segment. We're talking BMW X3, Audi Q5, Alfa Romeo Stelvio, plus, the Japanese equivalent might be the Lexus NX, which I think it's smaller, so there might be something in the RX category actually. So let's take a look at the design. For the last 7 years, we enjoyed the first generation of the GLC. This is the first redesign, and Mercedes didn't do anything super drastic. If you look at the front end of this vehicle from a distance, sometimes it would be hard to make the difference, but let's point out a few things. First of all, the hood is slightly different. I think it's a little bit longer. The overall length of the vehicle didn't increase by much. It's slightly longer, but not by much. It does have this bulge kind of in the middle and indents on both sides. Very nice looking, very stylish, very smooth. Now the lights are completely different, and this particular one has the Mercedes-Benz digital lights, which do some crazy projections. So once I take it down in the parking garage, I'm going to show that to you. Fully digital, of course. This model is also equipped with the AMG package, hence the more aggressive styling at the bottom of the bumper. So you can see this nice and aggressive air curtains for better aerodynamics and the air circulations. Nice lip spoiler down at the bottom here. A little bit of this matte black, and then scrolling up in here, you can see those little Mercedes-Benz star inside of this grille. Everything around it has been blacked out due to its having a night package. Huge Mercedes star. Right over here you do have the front view camera, and of course, let's not forget and check out what powers up this thing. And here it is. Underneath the hood you'll find a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine with mild hybrid system, producing 255 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque. Made it to a 9G DISTRONIC 9-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 in about 6.2 seconds. I do like the rest of the setup with the sound insulation, nice hood struts holding up the hood nice and tall. And here on the side, there's very few differences really between this and the previous generation one. For some reason, it feels a little bit bigger, it feels a little bit beefier, and it may be because of the AMG package that it has. Let's take a look and see what we have here. So I do like that they painted the wheel well surroundings with the same color as the rest of the car. And if you do like this color, they call it graphite gray. I do like the wheels, the multi-spoke 20-inch wheels that are shiny black on the inside, kind of have this rim around it that's polished aluminum. They are staggered tires, so you do have the 255 by 45 in the front, 285 by 40 in the back. They're on 20-inch rims, both front and back. I'm not sure if I like this bottom trim piece. Kind of doesn't fit the rest of the car. If they painted the surroundings of the wheels, they should have painted that bottom trim piece, in my opinion. Now, everything around here, because it has the night package, has been blacked out. So the shiny black surroundings of the windows. You do have the top of the mirror that's shiny black. You do have the included or incorporated turn signal, the front view camera, or actually the side camera, blind spot assist in the vehicle, smart entry system, the keyless go on all 4 doors, so no matter if you go to the front or rear door, you can lock it or unlock it without using the key. It seems like it does have a little bit more room than the previous gen. We're going to check that out in a bit, but first let's check out the back end. Here in the back, one of the biggest differences that you can see are, of course, the taillights. Now, they are consistent with the rest of the brand, starting with the A-Class all the way through the S-Class. GLC300 on one side, and we do have the 4Matic, which is an option to an all-wheel drive system. Gate spoiler with the third brake light, still an exposed wiper. And if we scroll down in here, you do have the reflector lights and the more aggressive rear bumper as well, with, unfortunately, the fake exhaust on both sides. Now, you do have the simulated diffuser in this piano black. That's pretty much it. Rear view camera, of course, that pops open once you put it in reverse. It is actually hidden right underneath here. And then let's open up the gate and let's see how much room we have inside. I can fit underneath it quite nicely. With the gate open, let's check this out. So we're going to take a look. First of all, right here, 2 buttons like on pretty much all of the Mercedes-Benz. One is to lock it, close it and lock it. One is just to close it. And then it tells us that it is equipped with the motion sensor underneath the gate, so you can just wave your foot underneath it. And then you do have the illumination underneath with the LED lights, and those are red on the sides, just kind of show the world that you have the gate open. And then you do have the 2 struts holding the gate nice and tall. Now, as far as the roominess in here, it does have quite a bit of it, probably one of the best in its class. It's wide, it's tall, you can definitely fit a lot of luggage in here. Underneath this floorboard right here, you do have a spare tire, car battery, tools, and a jack. And then right on the side, you have a button to help release the seat if you needed more cargo space. So that helps you fold this seat down to get the seat belt out of the way. How about this one? There you go, we can do that. So there you go, this is how much room you're gonna have with the seats folded down. Now, the seat is not buckled, but it's kind of holding the seat in place, which kind of could cause some issues for some people. Let's try it again. Boom, now it's folded. This is how much room you'll have. Of course, that cargo cover that is on this vehicle can easily be removed, and then you can enjoy all of this space in the back. Well, if you're wondering if there's room in the back of this vehicle, I have great news for you. I'm 6 feet tall. The front seat is adjusted to my normal and comfortable driving position. I am not touching the back of the seat. I probably have about 2.5 inches in front of my knees, about 3, maybe 4 inches above my head. Definitely no shortage of shoulder room. So definitely a roomy vehicle for its segment. The interior, Mercedes-like. Let's check it out. And let's start with the door panel in the back here. So first of all, you can see this trim piece over here, kind of a floating design, piano black, and that includes your door handle lock and unlock. And behind it, you can see ambient lighting. I can set it up to one of the 64 different colors that are available here. You do have the Burmeister, and this is the 360 stereo on this particular one. Polished aluminum handle right here, and that is your window control. Everything here is soft, covered in this MB text, and you do have quite a bit of storage at the bottom of the door. Now, if we get in here, the seats are covered in the MB text, nicely profiled. They're kind of on the firmer side as far as the comfort, but I do like it. And now you do have this armrest that extends, and then if you want cup holders, you can press it twice, and here's your cup holders right over here. In the middle console, you do have your own vents, but no climate controls and no charging station, no charging point, anything here. Is that I wish that was added to it, a little bit of more storage here. And you do have the seat back pockets on both driver and passenger seats. Before we get inside, let's hear how the door sounds. Boom. Nice and solid, nothing to complain about it here. And a similar setup on the front door panel with the addition of seat controls right here, memory seating. So then you have the heated and ventilated seats on this Pinnacle trim. You do have, of course, the window mirror lock controls, more storage, and that's where you open your gate from the inside. Mercedes-Benz badge right there, and then you have the seats in the front, little slightly better profile than in the back, a little bit more comfortable as well, a little bit more plushy. Now you do have the aluminum pedals with the rubber stubs on it, and that's so your foot don't slip if you're driving more aggressively. And then I'm going to jump inside and take it downstairs to show you more of this interior. Well, here we are on the inside of this 2023 GLC. I gotta tell you, it looks fantastic. It looks like a C-Class, really, really nice. And it does have a feature that I wasn't able to check out on C-Class because it didn't have it, but it does have the projection lights that project the pattern once you start up the vehicle. So let's see what they are. Pretty cool. I was kind of expecting something a little bit longer, but anyways, let's take a look and dive deep into some of the technology features that we have on this Mercedes-Benz GLC300. So first of all, I do love that two-tier dashboard. Now it is wrapped with this AMG text right at the bottom. You can see a little bit of a polished aluminum trim. I do like that striped trim over here. This is a real wood trim with aluminum stripes inside, and you know, right at the bottom you do have the polished aluminum trim. And look at all of that ambient lighting that you can see inside of this vehicle. Again, it is one of the 64 different colors that you can choose from, which is fantastic. Steering wheel, nice and tight. This is the new Mercedes-Benz steering wheel with kind of the double spoke on the sides, the third spoke down at the bottom in here. And you of course have a whole bunch of buttons, and you know, on the left hand side you can see what controls what's going on in the instrument cluster. Right hand side, what's going on the screen on the right hand side. Then you of course have the volume, favorites, cruise control, pretty much everything that you need. Now it does have the shifters right in the back of the steering wheel. They're nice, cold, aluminum looking ones. And in front of you, you have the 12.3-inch screen. So let's take a look what we have in the screen right here. First of all, you can see that the fuel level is low. We don't worry about it right now. And then let's take a look. This is, you can change out the different displays. Classic, sport. Well, let's go back here. Navigation assistance, off-road. It doesn't even have an off-road display. That is pretty darn cool. I've seen it on some of the other Mercedes-Benz, like the GLEs, but I haven't seen it on the GLC. So you have the your compass right in the middle. Then you have your steering angle on the left-hand side. You can see the degrees that the car is leaning to the sides, front and back. So pitch and lean, basically. You can see, you know, our elevation right over here, 33 feet, and then we're right at the ocean level. So it does have a lot of cool features in here. And of course you can change it to pretty much anything you want. If you like the sporty one, that gives you this nice and sporty display, very aggressive, with the G-force on the left hand side, engine data on the right hand side, and a big bright speedometer and the tachometer right in front of you. I'm going to leave it in classic just so it doesn't disturb me, and this is pretty standard. Right hand side tachometer, left hand side speedometer. You do have the mileage and everything else that goes on. You can insert the navigation screen in here. We can see the basically the trip meter from reset, eco display. You can earn stars for driving in the most efficient mode, consumption, attention assist, Sirius XM, so you can change your different media in here, and then back to navigation. So pretty cool. A lot of stuff that you can customize through here. Now of course there's a lot more in here, so you have the different displays that you can set it up, like sport, you know, speedometer, etc. So a lot of different options that you can set up right in the 12.3-inch screen. We also have a head-up display, and you can see right on the head-up display, that's where I set up that speed. It's actually not speed, it's the tachometer. So you can see as I rev it up, it changes. I hope you can see that. Then you have the speedometer down at the bottom and the sign recognition as well. So this is all color display. It's nicely displayed in front of your eyes. And then down in the middle here we have this 11.9-inch screen. This is in portrait mode, so it's a little bit different than what we've seen on the previous generation one. That looks really, really good. It does have tons of features in here. You can hit the main menu button right over here, and let's see. So you have apps, settings, comfort, phone, radio, media, off-road, info. Let's go to settings really quick, because then you have the different departments: assistance, vehicle lights, system, info. So let's see the lights: digital lights, dynamic low beam, daytime running lights, welcome farewell projections. We have that turned on. Interior, exterior lighting, you know, everything is right there. It's pretty easy to use. It's going to take you probably a while if you're switching from a different manufacturer. There's just so many different options that you can customize in here. And let's go back to the main menu here. Let's take a look at the comfort. So right now the seats, I do have the heated and ventilating seats. So heating settings, so function activated when seat heating is on, so we're not going to do that. It's way too warm here in Florida. Automatic seat positioning, this is something that if you would like to set it up for your height and start position, you can say, let's say I'm 6 feet tall, and you know, in inches start positioning, the seat is basically going to start adjusting like it's moving right now. I think it gives me a decent positioning, but I still like to drive a little bit more comfortable. Anyway, so ambient lighting, you have 64 different colors. If you go to the monochrome display, boom, you know, you can see from 1 to 64, and you can set it up, and then you can see them changing right, you know, for example, inside of here. Now this is probably a bad color because you can't see the yellow ones, but once you get to the oranges and pinks, you can see how that illuminates in the color of your choice. So we're gonna leave it in blue, kind of like that. Also, pretty cool thing about it, you know, if you start adjusting the temperature up, it's gonna show you the vents that it's doing that for. So it's gonna see that, hey, we're heating up this part, and if you do the opposite, it's gonna turn blue. So you have the climate control menu right at the bottom, so you can basically customize it to your liking as far as the comfort level. And let's go back. This is your main button, so don't forget it. This is your home button. You press it whenever you get lost. It's going to take you to this screen. You press it one more time, it's going to take you to the main menu. So off-road, you know, yeah, it's pretty much the same as we've seen in the instrument cluster. Tire temperature, tire pressure, those are the couple other options that are displayed in here. Also the longitude, the under camera settings. So this is like the transparent hood, they call it. So displays of what's going on underneath the vehicle. So this is really good for off-roading. If you're not sure what's underneath the vehicle, you can turn that on, and obviously there's no camera underneath it, but the image gets projected and calculated from the cameras in front and on the side of the vehicle, and as you approach it, it's going to get displayed on here. Hill descent assist. Let's go back here to the info. That basically gives you the consumption, vehicle, and engine data. Right now I have my foot on the brake. As soon as I let it go, see a 0% accelerator, 0% brake. If I accelerate, there you go, rev it up a little bit, and then engine data, that's going to give you the torque, the power as far as the horsepower and the foot-pounds. And then on the bottom, you can see the temperature of the gears, the transmission, I believe, and this is the temperature of the oil, and also the boost pressure for the turbo. So a lot of data that is displayed in front of you. Also, if you go here, we can see now we're in the comfort settings. So just like any of the Mercedes-Benz, it does have the different dynamic drive modes. And we can start from the off-road. So you can do activate drive program, but basically it's a maximum speed 68 miles per hour, comfort, off-road, etc. You can switch it to eco mode, comfort, sport, not with roof load. So if you have anything on the roof, don't go in the sport mode. And individual. In individual, you can basically set it up to the way you like it. And let's go back to the individual mode. Hit the settings here. Oh, here. So individual mode, you can hit the drive, and then it's going to give you eco, comfort, and sport, steering, electronic stability, control, comfort, basically. And then you can scroll down and then select sound for comfort or sport. I like to drive in the sport mode. I think this is my favorite one, so I'm going to leave it in that. And then one more thing that we're going to check out is the camera system. This is the 360, of course. It looks super sharp, very vivid, very detailed, and of course you have a lot of different options. So you have the front camera image, you have the rear camera, now you have the side cameras right here from both left and right, and then you have the automatic mode. I think we can spin it around. Camera auto mode not active. Yeah, but I can spin it around, kind of around this vehicle to see where it's at. Obviously this is a computer image of the vehicle, but kind of gives you an idea, and you can geotag it too to see where you're at. So GPS position saved. Camera will be switched on here automatically in the future. So I mean, if you like that, that's a feature that Mercedes offers. This button right over here gives you the shortcuts for the head-up display, car wash mode. This is a pretty cool mode, you know. Press it on, it's gonna fold in the mirrors, windows, roofs are closed, comfort vehicle opening off, Parktronic off, rain sensor off, and the rear wiper is off too. Lights. This is your fingerprint reader, so if you want to customize the vehicle, once you set up the account with Mercedes Me, you can actually program the fingerprint to your vehicle, and all you have to do, if you have multiple drivers, put your fingerprint on it. Right now it says first activate Mercedes Me, so obviously this is not activated, but you can do that. You get the point. You can turn off the system or the display if you'd like to, and this is where you have the mute button and then the volume button. Now, one other thing, of course, you do have the media that can be played through several different outlets. So you have Bluetooth, USB. As far as your radio, you have the AM, FM, and Sirius XM. And then as far as your phone, you can connect it. I'm actually going to try to pare it down really quick with my phone. See if it does have the Android Auto that's wireless. Let's see, we're going to search my phone, confirm passcode, pair, connecting. Yep, Android Auto, accept and start. So as you can see, it's really easy to connect it, and it does give you the option to have the Android Auto right over here. And here you go. This is your home screen for the Android Auto. Nice, vivid, very bright. I like it. I go back to MBUX system if you'd like to. Here you go. So this is your infotainment system. Now you also have the climate menu as far as the climate control, and you can see this picture right over here. It tells you where the air is coming from, whether you turn it on or off. I'm going to leave them on. And of course your temperature control, fan control, you can sync it, unsync it. Pretty standard down here. Love this trim. I do. It's kind of carbon fiber on steroids. It looks really good. Now this vehicle is equipped with several different option packages. So it does have pretty much all of the equipment. Is pretty loaded. It might miss one or two options, but you know, you do have the wireless charging, cup holders. You do have the USB Type-C. Push this button right here. 2 USB Type-C ports down there. And then if we scroll up on top, regular mirror. Now does it have this digital mirror camera? Nope, doesn't do anything. But what we do have is, again, this nice illuminated backlit console. Here's your lights, and turn them on with the door off. You have the SOS button. In order to slide open the moonroof, you basically slide your finger in here, and all this bright light from the top comes right in. It's a one-touch operation, and it gives you tons of space. Look at this panoramic sunroof. Absolutely amazing. Do it one more time. It's actually going to slide open, and woo, it is bright. Anyways, you do have this nice windscreen, and this is it. This is the interior of this vehicle. Now, while we're at it, you know, let me show you the sticker, because, you know, a lot of times you can't really see it. So first of all, the gas mileage, 23 in the city, 31 on the expressway. It improved slightly from last year. It was 22 and 29, so combined is 26. And then if you look at the option package, so the graphite gray metallic is extra. Then wheel locking bolts, 20-inch AMG multi-spoke wheels, those are extra. Ventilated front seats, panorama sunroof, heated steering wheel, driver assistance package, night package, AMG line package. This is a Pinnacle trim, which, by the way, it is the top of the line trim. That includes a lot of goodies like the surround view system, Guard 360, which I'm not sure where to find it. This is the Guard 360. You have to subscribe to Mercedes Me, but it's a system that actually you know, protects your vehicle. Like if you get bumped by a car in the parking lot, it's going to take pictures of that car. If somebody tries to break inside of the vehicle, they're going to take the picture of that. So it's kind of an alarm on steroids. Burmaster surround sound system, illuminated door sills, enhanced ambient lighting, navigation, digital light headlamps with projection functions, heat and noise insulating glass, augmented video for navigation, which I'm going to check out while driving, and head-up display. So this is your Pinnacle trim, the top of the line trim. As you can see, the Mercedes-Benz starts with $49,100 for the GLC 300 4Matic, and then with all of the options, scroll it down right here, is at $65,110. So this one is loaded, over $15,000 worth of options. Well, I'm excited to take it on the road and see how it drives. Before we take it on the road, I do have a few obstacles here and a few speed bumps on this lot right in the dealership, and see how it handles that. Now we're in the sport mode, so a little bit more stiffer mode as far as the suspension, and it handles it pretty well. Now, one thing to mention, that it's super quiet when you start driving this vehicle. You barely hear any noises that are coming from the outside, so it's very nicely insulated. The engine, you can hear a little bit of that engine noise, but it's not very pronounced, and that's not the vehicle that it should be very pronounced. Although in the sport mode, maybe we'll hear it a little bit. Well, sport mode right here, and then we're going to take it on the road and see the acceleration and, you know, just the regular driving dynamics of this vehicle here. One thing I'd like to check out, and I see the space to do it with, is the turning diameter, turning radius of this vehicle. Yeah, we're going to check that out right here. So I'm going to turn the wheel all the way to the right, and then do a full circle. No complaints here. Definitely very tight, very nice turning radius. It's got a great visibility, by the way. You do have those large windows on the side, pretty large mirrors, huge windshield, even in the back. If you look through the mirror, if there's nobody sitting in the back, there's plenty of visibility, and you can turn around. You feel like in the aquarium, which is really, really good. So the blind spots are eliminated. Of course, you do have the blind spot assist feature on this vehicle, so that can further assist you with that. So really, really good. Get emergent traffic first, so it's not going to be a full-on throttle acceleration, rather than just a regular everyday driving, you know, trying to get on 41 here in Naples or in Bonita Springs to see how that vehicle accelerates. And there we go. Nice, smooth shifting. One thing that I can tell about it, it feels solid. It feels like it's put together really, really well. And that's, you know, Mercedes' motto, the best of nothing. They definitely live up to it. Well, we have it in sport mode. I'm at 0 miles per hour, and let's hit it. And we're at 60. Definitely a nice acceleration. Now, obviously, this is not an AMG, not a 43, not a 63. I wonder if one is coming. I'm pretty sure that the GLC 43 is going to follow as the C43 was just released. And if that same engine is put in here, that's going to be a nice and powerful ride. Now, with this, the GLC 300, it's a very nice, solid, fast acceleration. You do have quiet cabin. You do have all the comfort features, and I'm going to put all of them in the description of this video. As you can see, this vehicle has been upgraded with almost $15,000 worth of options, so it's definitely not a base model, so don't expect that if you want to pay $47,000 or $48,000, which is the basic starting MSRP on that. But this is, you get an idea of what you can have if you wanted to upgrade it. By the way, this vehicle is for sales at Mercedes-Benz of Bonita Springs. They're a great group of people. If you're interested in buying or leasing a Mercedes-Benz, definitely give them a call. I'll post a link and the phone number in the description of this video, make it easier for you. Now we're going to take it back to the dealership, have somebody test drive it and possibly buy it. Now for those of you that are asking me if I can do a longer test drives, I have the cars for a limited amount of time, and these are dealership vehicles. Those are vehicles that are ready for sale. And up until I get more exposure on the channel and more subscribers, manufacturers won't give me one for, let's say, a week to test it out, which I would love to do. So with that said, if you haven't subscribed to this channel but would like to see more automotive content, a little bit more detailed reviews, that's going to get me access to more vehicles for a longer period of time, and I would love to do that. I would love to switch that and this be my full-time job. So if you're not a subscriber yet, do me a favor, hit that little red subscribe button at the bottom of this video, and if you like this video, if you learned at least one thing from it, don't forget to leave me a like. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.